Hi, come on in. I'm Ed Groves along with Bob Garner. Fred is up at Houghton Lake this week. What do you think he's doing up there, Bob?
Probably fishing for those 7-pound walleyes.
Boy, I hope he brings one home with him. Before Fred left, though, we sat down. We decided to treat you to a walleye fishing segment that we did about this time last year. Of course, we're going to have an updated outdoor calendar, outdoor headlines, and a weekend forecast. But here's how Fred opened the show when we went walleye fishing with Ray and Nancy Nichols at Brest Bay.
Hi there, come on in. I'm Fred Trost with Captain Ray Nichols here at Brest Bay Marina. We're ready to go out here on Anywhere. That's Ray's boat, and I tell you, we are decked out for salmon. We got salmon lures, downriggers. Hey, we ought to really get a lot of coho and chinooks this morning.
No, we're going to catch walleyes this morning.
Walleyes on salmon gear?
That's right.
Hey, stick around. You'll see how we do it in just a moment, because it's Thursday night and time for Michigan Outdoors.
The biggest walleye so far off my boat this year has been around 8.5-pound walleye.
Oh, that's a master angler fish.
That's a real decent fish. Each trip we average several fish in the 4 to 5, 6-pound range, but the average fish is from 14 to 17 inch.
Wow, that's fairly small. I hear they're bigger off the Ohio waters.
Yes, that's true. You can limit out in the Ohio waters in fish running from 17 to 22.
Well, since this is Michigan Outdoors, Ray, I think we'll stay in Michigan waters, okay?
Oh, definitely. We have some fine fish in here. The smaller fish are much better eating.
How have you been doing, honestly, the past few days?
We limit out 98% of all our trips throughout the year. And in the last week and a half, it's been limit catches every trip.
Oh, you can't beat that. How long do you suppose, just as a prediction, is it going to take us to get our limits?
About an hour and 20 minutes.
Great, great. I can't wait. Well, we're about 20 minutes off of Brest Bay Marina. Now, Twiggy is setting the lines. He, first of all, set the 2 planing boards off to the side. Those work like outriggers. They'll carry our lines out to the side. We're in, how much water are we in here, Ray? How deep is it?
Around 18 foot.
And how far down are we fishing?
We're fishing the top 10 foot.
Okay, you have, so far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, a half dozen lines set. You think we'll get them all set before we get a strike?
No, we'll have fish in the boat before we get them all set.
Okay, well, Mama's up there at the helm, your wife Nancy.
Right.
And she's a skipper too?
That's right.
While you're working in the shop on the night shift.
She takes care of the morning charter.
Well, that's great. What a team, what a team. Well, we'll get the rest of the lines set here and see if we can't get a hit before we get them all in the water.
Well, Ed, what did you think at this point in our trip?
Well, I'll tell you, I was very optimistic, but I didn't realize we'd be getting them so fast.
Oh, right off the bat. We were running 9, 10 lines all the time. Of course, we started getting hits before we got all the lines in the water. The fish aren't exactly huge down in Brest Bay. Like Ray said, they catch a lot bigger ones in the Ohio water, but oh boy, I tell you, well, you know why we do this. You know why walleye fishermen fish for walleye.
It's that taste.
Oh, they are great in the pan. When we get enough fish in the boat, of course, we're going right now to see if we can get our limits, yours and mine, in an hour and 20 minutes.
Right.
That's 10 fish, 5 apiece. They have to be legal size, 13 inches. And we're bringing them aboard one after another.
And it was just like this too, Fred.
We picked a great morning to go out. It isn't always like this on the Great Lakes. Lake Erie, Lake Huron, Lake Michigan. None of the Great Lakes are calm like this all the time, but we had a beautiful day. There's 20 years coming aboard, Ed. All of these running really about 13 to 15, 16 inches, most of them, on this day. Generally, Ray said that they come faster than we were catching it. Kind of hard to believe.
That's right. Well, you know, the cameras seem to always scare them away a little bit.
No, we measured that one. That's 14 inches. Easily legal. But we had to toss a few back. Here's one that definitely had to go back.
But it was still fun.
This is a big moment, a big moment.
Number 10.
This is our limit in about an hour and 10 minutes.
What a boat, what a boat. What a captain, what a crew.
Okay. Well, they don't exactly tail walk and fight like the Dickens, but
Still a lot of fun, you know?
sure is. It's going to be good eating. I can't wait to get back and chow down. Look at the boats out here. There's probably 200 boats out here on a Monday morning. Weekends, you might find 4,000 or 5,000.
There it is, Fred, number 10.
Here it is, number 10. We got it.
Nice one.
That's our limit. Okay. Well, we're going to put him in the box. I think we have a couple more fishing licenses on board here, so we'll just sort of put the camera down and assemble a couple other limits. How about that, Ed?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, we got 2 fish going here. Ed Grove's on one side, and our cameraman, OJ, put the camera down, and Dick picked it up. Oh, this is a bigger one. This is a bigger walleye than we've caught. Hey, OJ, that's giving you a pretty good fight.
That's right.
This is your first walleye?
That's right.
Oh, look at that.
At one time, I was pulling the line back out.
Yeah. Hey, that's a nice walleye. Okay, congratulations.
Hold it up. Hold it up.
You want to grab that, OJ?
Yeah.
You can't hold it like that. You can't hold it. You got to get it up by the gills.
Okay.
Okay. Now squeeze it.
Okay.
You got it good and tight?
Yeah.
Okay. Now here's our man, our cameraman, OJ Upatnieks, with his first walleye. How do you like this job, OJ?
Oh, this is great.
How do you like the working conditions?
It's pretty good.
Pretty good?
Can't
There
complain.
you go. Look at that walleye. That's a nice one. Yeah, that turned out to be our biggest one of the day yet. 19 inches caught by OJ, our cameraman. But here's where the real test came out. You know, I was surprised that we caught so many fish on salmon lures like this, but that wasn't the biggest surprise to me of the day. The biggest surprise was that man right there, our charter captain, Ray Nichols. I was showing him how well I could fillet walleye. You know, before I got one side cut and before I got over the ribs, he'd already had a couple of them done. Look at that.
He is fast.
I observed that he was probably the fastest fish cleaner I've ever seen, and we were having a conversation about the speed of fish cleaning, which brought on a new idea. Right while you're watching this, I was thinking about a fish cleaning championship that maybe we ought to have for filleting fish. Ray and I had a little discussion about that.
What is this, Ray Nichols? You said nobody can beat you at filleting fish?
I've never met the man that can. I'm not saying I can't get beat because there's got to be someone. I've just never seen him.
Well, I think that's a challenge. A Michigan Outdoors challenge. On this show, we are going to have the state of Michigan fish cleaning championships. Never been done. When do you want to do it?
I don't care, in the fall.
In the fall, okay.
And the salmon, I can do a salmon, a 20-pound Chinook in 35 seconds, table ready.
Ooh. There's a challenge. 35 seconds.
Yeah.
I'll say that's a challenge. We're going to get this organized. Tune in next week, folks. We're going to have a little sequel to this fish cleaning demonstration. And we're going to give you the story of what's going to happen at the filleting and fish cleaning championships here that Michigan Outdoors will put on. Look at the way he cleans that,
Mine
Ed.
aren't done, right?
Boy, those fillets come off so fast. The three of us were working. Ray was filleting, I was skinning him, and down in the end, Jerry O'Brien, who they call Twiggy, a slight man, a very moderate build, he's taking the cheeks off of these walleye. I had never seen this before.
Okay, Twiggy. You know, I've seen this and read about it. I haven't seen it done actually, but taking the cheeks off of fish.
Right.
What do you have to have, an extremely sharp, small
Small,
knife?
sharp knife. They make a special knife, but I do real well with this one here. But they have a cheek knife too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you just
This is the
make
same
cut
Uh-huh.
down under. Just miss the gill thing here, or
Yeah.
the mouth. Cut it over and then peel it with your thumb, and it'll leave the
so-
skin on there, and just a little.
Just a little bit of an oyster there.
Well, it depends what type of fish. Salmon's a lot bigger, but you can any type, and it's really a delicacy.
All right.
They're really super good. You'll be trying it, so.
We'll find out how that tastes in not too long. Nancy, we have several different ways you're going to show me here for fixing walleye. Some of your favorite recipes?
Mm-hmm.
What do we have first?
Well, first we have just the most basic one, which is egg and milk.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Show me, you show me.
First of all, we just break the egg into the bowl.
Uh-huh. One, is that large or extra large?
That's pretty extra large, I think.
Okay, good. An extra large egg.
Beat the egg, add a little
How
milk.
much?
Oh, a little bit more. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, so it looks about like so.
Just so it's white, almost like you're fixing French toast.
All right, now we have some flour, about, what, maybe a cup or so of flour?
Pancake flour.
Pancake flour.
Into that we add a little pepper.
Okay, how much?
Oh, just enough that
You
it's
wanna
lightly
dump it?
coated.
You
No,
wanna
don't dump it.
Oh, no dump it?
Just sprinkle it. There you go.
I love pepper.
Well, let's not, remember,
well-
some people don't.
I know, they don't.
Just enough to color it.
And what is this?
This is seasoned salt. Plain salt's fine, either one. And again, just lightly sprinkle it.
Not too much.
Not too much,
You want me to shake this up?
please.
This is fun. Okay, now, our fillets here of walleye.
Okay, just dip it right here in the milk and egg.
Milk and egg.
Make sure it's well coated.
This is the basic
This is the basic
down-home, country boy, country girl recipe.
Right. The kind Mom always fixed.
All right, this is how to do it. If you haven't done
And
walleye
just
this
shake
way.
them up.
Shake them up like that. Oops. Now, reach down in here and get that fillet. And that's how it's done. And put this in what? Fry it in
It's ready to go in either hot oil or bacon grease.
what? Okay. Now let's get down here.
Right. If you
What
like
do
a
we have
little
here?
Oriental taste, you just marinate in teriyaki sauce.
How about soy sauce? Would that work?
And that as well.
Oh.
The teriyaki
Okay.
sauce is readily available in all the markets.
Now, how long do you marinate it?
About half an hour.
And then what?
Then you just fry it in hot butter.
No spices?
Nothing else.
Can't wait to try that. That sounds good. Now we have the delicacy that we saw Twiggy preparing here, the fish cheeks. What do you do with cheeks?
Okay, now this is a recipe I stole from our neighbor.
Uh-oh.
And Pete and Ronna have been fixing them for us.
Pete, we'll be honest?
And that's the fella.
Well.
And you simply melt your butter.
Uh-huh.
And because we're limited in what we are able to carry with us, we have to put a little variation. But you dump salad herbs.
Salad herbs, okay.
Salad herbs, they're the mixed herbs.
Go
Seasoned
ahead and dump
pepper.
them in. Let's see how many you put in here.
Okay,
That's in... not
just
too much?
enough. I like
Okay.
that.
Now, seasoned?
Seasoned pepper.
Is that like lemon pepper or...
It would be better if it had lemon salt. This happens to be seasoned pepper.
Okay, about the same amount there. And this is your...
This is
Blending
nature's
of-
seasoning, a blending, right? And any good blending of seasonings.
That
Yeah,
has
like
garlic
this.
in it.
Right, and just do it to taste.
So you just mix that around. and
Mix
you
it
get this-
around.
Get it going on the stove and then put these in
Right.
unbreaded?
Unbreaded.
Okay. Well, come in and we'll get a look at these here, because this is what we're going to see right now in the frying pan. Okay, Nancy, that looks really good. These are the cheeks.
These are the cheeks. You just simply put them in the butter and wait until they're cooked through.
How long do you cook them?
Just a few minutes, maybe 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay. Terrific. Now, let's move up here to this is our pancake flour.
Right, and that's just Grandma's recipe. Just drop it into
Dip the fillet and egg into seasoned pancake flour.
Right.
Right down there. Oh, it's starting to bubble. Now we're going to go to the beer batter, and you can put the beer batter in the same...
You can do it in the same pan.
Okay, and this is hot oil. Oh, look at that. Which do you prefer?
I like them every way.
Do you?
Yes.
It's hard to go wrong on walleye, I'll tell you.
It's just
Well-
a matter of, if when you eat them every day, you have to keep changing your recipe.
Okay, we're going to keep our eye on these because we want these hot enough when they flake with the fork, probably, well, I'd say 3 to 5 minutes.
And it's really best if you let them fry completely on one side before you turn them.
Now, teriyaki sauce marinated for how long?
About 20 minutes to half an hour.
Okay.
They can stay longer, but they're good after that length of time.
Put in the butter here.
That's
Should this
right.
butter be a little hotter?
It really should. Maybe we can switch a pan around here.
Okay, well, we'll do that in a second.
Okay.
But this is how it's done, teriyaki sauce and butter, our pancake flour, our beer batter, and our fish cheeks. Boy,
Right.
this is going to make a scrumptious meal.
I hope so.
Okay, Nancy, this is what, old-fashioned grandma's?
That's Grandma's old-fashioned basic recipe.
Okay, and now we have the teriyaki. See how that looks. You don't want to cook this teriyaki too much, do you?
No, you don't. Just till it looks white, so it looks cooked.
All right.
Fred, do you think you could
teriyaki.
move a little faster there, please?
Excuse me, Ed, I want to get a good piece. I'll take a leg right here. Okay, this is the beer batter.
That's the beer batter.
Okay, that looks a little bit different. And last but not least, the fish cheeks. Cooked in the spices and in butter. Oh, this looks terrific. I'm going to try the cheeks first. Mmm. Oh, Don Fox. This is mighty good eating.
Not fast.
Mmm. Which is your favorite?
It's hard for me to say. Maybe the cheeks.
Maybe
Maybe
the
the teriyaki. Then maybe just the other kind, too. They're all so good. I don't know.
What do you think, Ray?
I think the fish is the best.
Okay, well, we have all kinds of recipes here, and believe me, they are all terrific. Mmm.
we did some sneaking out of the pan, got to admit.
Right.
If you folks out there who've been watching us put this stuff together want the recipes, in our hour and 20 minutes, we've got our 2 limits, Ed and I, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we picked up the other 3 limits for the other 3 license holders on the boat in 2.5 hours.
And there was some great recipes there. If you want to try them yourself, write to us for a copy of our Club Council Digest. Now, those fish were caught in June of 1982. For a look at some fish caught in June of 1983, let's take a look at the Michigan Outdoors Trophy Report. Well, let's start off with a largemouth bass that anyone would be proud of, and Ron Mertz of Port Huron certainly is. At 6 pounds, 10 ounces, this fish must have put up quite a fight late in the evening on June 14th. Caught on a Mr. Twister purple worm in Barrow Pit Pond in St. Clair County, this master angler bass went 21.5 inches. Here's a happy angler with a beautiful summer Chinook salmon. Mark Clark was trolling off of Mason County with a number 5 chrome J-plug at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on June 14th when he fooled this 31-pound, 8-ounce king into striking. After pulling in 41 inches of salmon, I'll bet Mark is still smiling from ear to ear to this very minute. An equally beautiful fish, this rainbow trout is 5 pounds over the master angler minimum. Taken off of Ottawa County by Frank Pierce, he was trolling with a Rapala at 6 o'clock in the evening on June 16th when 19 pounds, 4 ounces, 35 inches of fighting fury hit. You can bet that Frank will wear his master angler patch proudly. And here's a laker that Bob and I would both like to see as we go out lake trout fishing this weekend. Caught at Manistee at 1 o'clock in the afternoon by Kurt Schaffer of Willis. This lake trout went 21 pounds, 12 ounces, 36 inches from head to tail. But I'll tell you the truth, Kurt, if I catch one half the size of yours, I'll be just as happy. Here's a fish that proves that we have a lot to learn from our younger anglers. 5-year-old Jason Barton was fishing on the Au Sable at 9:30 in the evening when he skillfully pulled out what must be an old favorite, a Rapala, and caught this channel cat that goes a good 8 pounds, 8 ounces. Congratulations, Jason. We look forward to seeing what you'll do when you get a little older. Now, you can count yourself lucky anytime you catch a muskie, but what if you caught one that went 42 pounds, 15 ounces? Well, since neither one of us has, we'll have to ask John Babinski what it's like. Fishing in Burt Lake at 1:30 p.m., John was trolling with a Gold Rebel when 52.5 inches of muskie must have taken him for a ride. John's neighbors in Freeland have a right to be proud. It just so happens that this past 4th of July weekend, my family and I were fishing for bluegill, so I'm more than a little envious of this 1 pound, 8 ouncer. Caught by Harry McAllister of Harrison, he was fishing in Reedsburg Dam at 5:30 p.m. with a night crawler. This slab gill went 10.5 inches. And since a bluegill this size is one I think everyone dreams of, let's make Harry McAllister our Master Angler of the Week.
Those were some great fish, Ed, in the trophy report this week. But bringing you a little bit more up to date with the outdoor headlines, I want to say congratulations this week to particularly 3 members of the Saginaw Valley Waterfowlers, who are members of Michigan Duck Hunters Association: Cliff Healy, John Van Slambrook, and Al Davis. And I want to say congratulations because they did something to improve hunting and to expand hunting opportunities. The east end of Mott Lake had been closed to waterfowl hunting or hunting of any sort for many, many years, and these gentlemen went down, argued before their Parks and Recreation Commission in Genesee County, and got an area open to hunting. It's a great thing to see nowadays with hunting land and opportunities shrinking. Also, congratulations this week to the Department of Natural Resources Wildlife Division. We understand that last Thursday night they took a very firm stand over on the Berry game areas and the Middleville areas to say that those areas are going to be managed for wildlife restoration and that the local groups who are opposed to the clear cuts are not going to get their wishes.
Do you give the new DNR director suggestions or a layout on what you want him to accomplish, or is that basically what you do anyway in your policy?
One of the things which we plan to do when we get to that point is to negotiate a set of expectations, what we expect from him. I think serious mistakes are made administratively many times because the individual don't know what is expected of him. And the director on occasions may be operating in a vacuum. He doesn't know what his commission wants. This time we're going to hopefully avoid that kind of a problem. And we will sit down with the new director and identify the goals, the missions, and so on of the department, and what the commission expects, and then have performance appraisals as we go along.
Another issue very important to Michigan outdoors sportsmen, some rumors that started a couple of weeks ago, we got a hold of at Michigan Outdoors, were that the Indian tribes, under treaty rights, were taking perch out of Grand Traverse Bay. I tried to run that down to see how many fish were being taken and when they were taken. Talked to DNR biologists who did admit that that perch situation in Grand Traverse Bay is very fragile, but I talked to the Indian tribal biologist, Bill Eager, who told me that the catch records indicate in 1982, 75 pounds of perch were taken. Sounds rather small to me. And in May, 100 pounds of perch were taken, but he did not have the June figures in yet. So sportsmen who are concerned about this potential, what could be a problem, what isn't at this time in Grand Traverse Bay, we'll keep you informed and we'll check on those records when they are available to us here at Michigan Outdoors. And that's what's going on this week in the outdoor headlines.
Well, some interesting news there, Bob. You know, I've got a question for you with an interim director. We've got Jim Cleary as the interim director. Is there any problem in the DNR? Is there any kind of morale problem or anything?
It's no worse than it was, and it's probably a little better than it was since Howard Tanner has left. I think they do see some the firing line employee, the guy who's right there every day in the DNR is probably hoping for some improvement. Morale could be a lot better, and I think it's going to depend on whether or not that director comes from the inside or the outside, on whether or not the morale gets better quicker.
Any guess, like say, will we have a director by September, do you think?
Yeah, I think we will, and it's either going to come out of 4 candidates right now, Sullivan, Skoog from the outside, or Cleary or Wilson on the inside, or if it doesn't come out of those 4, Ed, I have no idea when we'll have a director. I would say probably into 1984.
Okay, well, thanks a lot. Let's take a look at what's going to happen this weekend as we go to the Michigan Outdoors Outdoor Calendar. Well, it looks like the weather's just going to be just fine this weekend for the outdoor events that I had on the calendar, Bob, but last week when I was out fishing, the wind was blowing like crazy.
Ed, don't give me your sad tale of woe. I went out Friday with Captain Emeldine out of Manistee. We were blown off then. I then went up to Burt Lake for 3 days of muskie fishing, where I would have topped that one on the trophy report.
Yeah.
And nothing. I couldn't even get out onto Burt Lake, so I don't even want to hear it from you. Now, what are you going to do this weekend?
Well,
so that's about what's going on this weekend outdoors.
And sometimes when the moon brings out the diamonds in the snow, and the stillness of the forest lies encased in Arctic cold, the wind might whisper through the trees, listen if you can, it tells you of the beauty in the state of Michigan.